Hello everyone. In this video we're going to be taking a look at an article from Politico written by Holly Otterbein I mean. It was published on June 11th. Now I just gotta say before we start, this ad popping up is so friggin' funny. Learn to code. You know, the meme becomes reality. Are they telling the lefty liberals they should also go learn to code now? I don't know. I just got a kick out of that. Anyway. Let's look at the title here. Liberal groups back plan to expand Supreme Court. Basically, that's complete bullshit with the title. They're planning on packing the court and trying to rig the court because they can't get the things that they want to be considered constitutional or legal or anything else. So because of that, they need to put on activist judges on the Supreme Court. Anyway, the move comes before the High Court is expected to hand down opinions on several hotly contested issues. Anyway, I mean, they can't win. So because they can't win, they're butthurt. And they're going to cheat. And they're trying to do it openly. The movement on the left to pack the Supreme Court is gaining momentum. Well, let's call it the far fringes of the left. The far left. Because most people... average people that consider themselves left, I don't think they're thinking about packing the court to put these agendas through that these people want to pack the court have in mind or want to do. A group of progressive organizations is for the first time supporting the proposal to add justices to the court in hopes of weakening the conservative majority, according to a memo provided to Politico. The move comes weeks before the Supreme Court is expected to hand down opinions on several hotly contested issues, including President Donald Trump's tax returns, abortion rights, and the fate of Dreamers. See, because the court's going to, because conservative justices tend, except for neocon rhino shitbag Roberts, tend to follow the Constitution. That's why with the whole Dreamer thing, they're like bringing that up because, they can't get these Dreamers made into, citizens or just given a path of citizenship because it's not exactly constitutional. The Donald Trump tax return thing, that's just the butthurt left. They're going to try to exploit the situation type of idea. I mean, they can't do it for that, but that's the idea. Well, we can't get his tax return, so we need to stack the court so we can get him. Yeah. I mean, that's their mentality. And this idea of abortion rights, basically baby murder, for whatever reason, the left's embracing of baby murder is just, ridiculous at this point. They don't look at the fact that, it's just a clump of cells. It's a parasite with 10 fingers and 10 fucking toes. They don't want to look at that fact. I mean, it's ridiculous how they're trying to change society, but they can't do it through the normal means of, winning people over with their points of view and having that change the system by the way that those people, vote. You would think kind of a common sense thing, but no, they don't want to deal with that because they know people look at them and go, damn, you're batshit crazy. The Progressive Change Institute, Be a Hero, Friends of the Earth, Presente, and 350 are among those groups that are newly joining the call, according to organizers. Take Back the Court, Demand Justice, and Sunrise Movement, which previously backed the idea, also signed on to the open letter. Now, what I find funny is a group trying to rig the court, calling themselves Take Back the Court. Taking back the court would be the people taking it back from the government, not stacking it. Just saying. Trump and the Republicans in Congress have used aggressive tactics, including eliminating the filibuster, to pack the courts with conservative ideologues and prevent the will of the people from being heard, said Eric Pica, president of the environmental group Friends of the Earth. Excuse me, but if memory serves, wasn't it the Democrats who got rid of the filibuster? I believe it was because they said, you know what, the Republicans don't want to do what we want to do, so we're going to remove it. And then that way we just get a simple majority and go, fuck you. And then when the Republicans actually took what the Democrats did to try to fuck the Republicans and fuck them with it instead, oh no, we can't have that. Hey, the Democrats created that situation, but see, now they're trying to rewrite history. It was the Republicans who got rid of the filibuster. I mean, it's funny. From the fight for racial justice to efforts to stop climate change and protect our clean air and water, the current configuration of the court has consistently stood in the way of progress. We simply do not have a generation's worth of time to replace the judges. So basically what he's getting at is he can't work within the system to change the system, so they're just going to rig the system. And the idea that the current configuration of the court has consistently stood in the way of progress, you mean when it doesn't line up with the Constitution, they tell you no and you don't like it? That kind of sucks, doesn't it? Deal with it. That's why we have the Constitution, to stop you shitbricks from making the government do things that it's not intended to do, that are going to infringe on the rights of the people for what you want. It's ridiculous. The once fringe idea of packing the court got a major boost during the Democratic presidential primary, when several candidates said they were open to the plan or supported it. Democrats have argued the hardball tactic is needed after Republicans blocked former President Barack Obama, Supreme Court nominee Merrick Garland, and others on the lower courts. Well, you see, here's the thing. In the last year of a lame duck president, all right, it's been a recognized, I don't want to say tradition, but the presidents that have come before Obama respected it. And it's for lack of a better term, it is a tradition that they would not nominate people for, say, the Supreme Court when they're a lame duck with 1 year left. Obama tried to do that. And you people got butthurt when the Republicans said, no, let the people decide when they vote in the next president in 2016. They can decide. You didn't like that. In the memo, the progressive organization accused Republicans of themselves manipulating the size of the court by refusing to consider President Obama's nominee for an open seat and indicating that they would leave the seat open if Hillary Clinton won in the 2016 election. Then promptly changing Senate rules to fill the seats with a bare majority rather than previously required 60 votes when Trump took office. No, the Democrats got rid of the filibuster and made it so it was a simple fucking majority because they thought they were going to ram Merrick down the fucking throats of Congress and the American people. But because it was optics would be complete and total shit, they didn't do that. They didn't try to do it. You people are fucking revisionist pieces of shit. Seriously. This is some ridiculous shit here. Activists said they put together the letter, in part, to help Democrat voters channel their anger over conservative opinions they are expecting in the coming days. Along with adding at least two justices, the groups also recommend term limits for the Supreme Court. I have no problems with term limits for the Supreme Court because you got Ruth Bader Ginsburg, you know, like literally Return of the Living Dead looking, like decrepit, you know, zombie that they somehow keep alive. I don't know if she's like sucking the life out of small children or what, but yeah, she's still around, and I have no problems with term limits. Now, increasing the size of the court, that's a different story. I mean, the Supreme Court's worked the way it was, and I could agree with them, I should say, would be more accurate, on the note of term limits. Because it's worked so far. But Ruth Bader Ginsburg makes me lean towards it. Anyway. Despite their recent successes, progressives are still fighting an uphill battle on the idea of packing the court. Their recent successes? Okay. Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden does not support it. At a debate last year, he said, "I would not get into court packing. We had 3 justices. Next time around, we lose control. They add 3 justices. We begin to lose any credibility the court has at all." Well, that's a good, for being a senile fuck, he is making a valid point. I mean, because then the other side will stack the court. It'll just keep stacking the court. Next thing you know, you got a 30 justice Supreme Court or a 60 justice Supreme Court. In their letter, the progressive organizations argued the current court is an affront to democracy. 15 of the last 19 Supreme Court justices were nominated by Republicans. Oh, no. How is it an affront to democracy? Because you literally have people being, by the representation of the people, nominating justices. Those justices are then they're being nominated by, say, the president, but then they're being decided by their representatives in the Senate and that. On a yay or nay. That's the point of democracy, or representative government. And this idea of 15 of the 19 last Supreme Court justices were nominated by Republicans, despite the fact that Republicans have lost the popular vote in 6 of the last 7 presidential elections, is a fucking ridiculous moot point. They don't like the fact that we have a system that stops them from trying to run roughshod over the rest of the country. And this is a good example of this, with them wanting to stack the Supreme Court. 4 of the 5 conservatives currently on the court were appointed by Republicans who took office despite losing the popular vote. Oh no! Oh no! Wait a minute. Baby Bush appointed, Roberts, the neocon little shitbag. And he won by popular vote his second fucking term. Who the fuck are you kidding? If memory serves, he won the both popular vote and the Electoral College because of the fact he was a war president. Wow, revisionist fucking history much? I mean, this is some funny shit what they're resorting to at this point. That they're so desperate, they have nothing for a platform to win people over to their point of view. And because they can't win the people over, they want to corrupt the system so that the system will side with them as opposed to the people. It goes to show that the left isn't about the people. They're not about democracy. They're not about freedom. They're not about liberty. They're not about the individual. They're about the fact of forcing their will on the rest of us. Anyway, I've covered this well enough. I'm going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video, when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.